You know, you see a packed auditorium, a superstar on stage, you think, okay, another big Bollywood event. But this was something else entirely. We're going to dive right in because what we're about to unpack here was way more than just a press conference. It was a public passing of the torch. And right from the get-go, the host himself, the one and only Aryaan Khan, just completely sets the tone for the entire night. With this one single line, he basically told everyone, hey, we're not just launching a show here. He was framing this as a father, introducing his son's legacy to the world. So in this explainer, we're going to peel back all the layers of what happened that night. We're going to see how a total master of the stage, a real showman, set everything up, introduced us to a whole new world of characters, and then, and this is the key part, how he stepped aside to let his son's first big creation take the spotlight. All right, so first things first, before you can introduce anyone else, you gotta own the room, right? And that's exactly what Shah Rukh Khan, or SRK, did. And man, he did it in his classic signature style. First, he gets everyone laughing with a joke about his arm injury. Just like that, the ice is broken. Then he kind of breaks that stuffy corporate vibe by playfully name-dropping a movie title to the Netflix exec. And then he follows it all up with this really heartfelt praise for his son's vision for the show. I mean, that's classic SRK, isn't it? Just the perfect mix of charm, quick wit, and real, genuine emotion. Okay, so now the audience is warmed up, they're laughing, they're engaged, and that's when SRK switches hats. He goes from being the charming host to being the master of ceremonies, and he starts introducing the key players from his son Aryan's show. This is where we get our very first taste of what this new world is all about, one character at a time. And where do you start in any good Bollywood story? Of course, you start with the hero's best friend. You know, the ride-or-die buddy. It's an archetype that's pretty much as old as Bollywood itself. I mean, how great is that line? It tells you everything you need to know about this character in, 8 words? The actor, Raghav Jual, just nails it. He immediately shows us this super loyal, no boundaries whatsoever friendship, and at the same time, gives us a little peek at the show's funny, kind of edgy tone. All right, next up, we meet the person who really holds the keys to the kingdom, the star's manager. This is the person making the calls, running the crazy schedule, basically the one trying to manage all the chaos. Wow, okay, so this line from actress Anya Singh just perfectly sums up the manager's absolute control. It's all about that power dynamic, right? She's not just some advisor giving tips. Nope, she's the one pulling all the strings. And you knew this character was coming. You can't tell a story about Bollywood without the money guy, the one who bankrolls the whole thing. I'm talking about the powerful and, let's be honest, usually pretty intimidating producer. Yeah, that's kind of chilling, isn't it? This line from Manish Chaudhry's character is it's a completely blunt, unfiltered look at how power works in the industry. It's basically a simple transaction. You give me respect, I'll make you famous. It's a threat wrapped up in what sounds like an offer. Okay, so we've met the characters, we've gotten a feel for the show's world, and now the whole event pivots. It goes right back to its emotional center. The spotlight moves away from the fiction on the screen and zooms in on the very real, very human story that was unfolding right there on stage. And this is where it gets really personal. You've got 2 perspectives here, from 2 industry veterans who are also fathers. On one hand, you have Shah Rukh Khan, who's asking the audience for something more than applause. He's asking for prayers and blessings for his son. And then you have his friend, Bobby Deol, who puts words to that quiet anxiety that all parents in this business must feel, that fear we live with. And this quote, man, this is really the heart of the whole thing. Bobby Deol looks at his friend and says, I can feel what's going through you in your heart. He's not just an actor on stage. He's speaking as a fellow dad who totally gets the weight of this moment. And then he talks about seeing that magical spark in a young Aryaan. It's just a beautiful, completely unguarded moment between friends. All right, so the stage is set. The legends have had their say. You can feel the emotion in the room. And now it's time to hear from the man of the hour himself. This is it. This is the moment everyone's been waiting for. I mean, think about it. After all that incredible buildup from his superstar dad and his dad's famous friends, how is the young director, Aryaan Khan, going to introduce himself? What's he going to say? And his approach? It was the complete opposite of all the showmanship we just seen. Instead of flash, he gave us raw honesty. He just comes out and says he's nervous, admits he practiced for days, and even had paper notes just in case, and then he totally charms everyone with that little joke. If he messes up, Dad is here. It was so relatable, so humble, just incredibly endearing, really. And he wraps up his short speech with this really simple but really powerful statement. He's basically saying, look, I've said what I need to say. The intros are done. From now on, it's all about the work. His show has to do the talking. It was just the perfect way to shift the focus from the personal story right back to the professional creation. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture here. What was this event really about? Why does this moment matter so much? Here's the takeaway. This was not just a marketing event, not even close. What we saw was a carefully orchestrated, but also deeply genuine public rite of passage. This was a father, who happens to be one of the biggest stars on the planet, using his entire platform to say, here he is, here's the next creative force. And it all comes together in this one final, incredible line, delivered by the show's hero. It is such a brilliant piece of writing. See, the hero's name, Asman, literally means sky, so the line is this clever wordplay, but it's also a super profound statement about identity and legacy. You know, in a galaxy filled with stars, especially when your family is full of them, how do you become the sky that holds them all? That was really the unspoken question of the whole night. And with this event, it feels like Aryaan Khan was just beginning to give us his answer.